I'm mixing first impressions with how to do your makeup. Some of my friends have questions about makeup, or like, what does this product do? How do you use this? Or I don't know how to do makeup and I need your help. So I'm just kind of, this is gonna be like an everyday makeup routine with the new e.l.f. Jellypop products. So if you're starting with makeup, you need to get a primer. It depends on what type of skin type you have, but we're gonna use the e.l.f. Jellypop Dew Primer, and I feel like this is for all skin types because I read the ingredients, and majority of the ingredients help with like your pores. It helps with, I think it helps with oil control, but it also has hydrating ingredients too. I can't memorize or pronounce the names of these ingredients, but they're in some of the products I use for my skin. So I was sold because I wasn't gonna get this primer because I just don't like heavy primers. So I already moisturized, I already put my SPF on, and now I'm gonna go in with this primer. How many times am I gonna say primer? I did one pump. This is what I did. And it smells like watermelon. This also reminds me of the Milk Hydro Grip primer for sure. I'm wondering, oh my god, did I wipe off my eyebrow? You put the primer on, right? And this feels I am so distraught. It's ridiculous. We put the primer on. She does have a dew. This reminds me of the Milk Hydro Grip primer that everyone is freaking out about. So if you want a inexpensive alternative, this is probably gonna be for you. But this was, let's look up how much this is. This was $10, and if I'm being completely honest, for a drugstore I would spend $10 on this. This is a good alternative, and I think every beginner should probably go for this because there's no like bad ingredients in this. It smells really nice and it feels nice on the skin. Now if you're new with foundation, you can either go ham and just put the foundation base on, or you can be someone like me that doesn't like putting a whole bunch on every day and is mostly concerned about her under eyes. So, and I have concern with like my hyperpigmentation, but I'm not too pressed. I'm gonna mix two foundations. So let's just hop into it. We're gonna mix it up. Don't feel like you have to get two foundations. Get Maybelline or Revlon. Get a drugstore, especially if you're a beginner. Do not spend $50 on a foundation if you're just starting with foundation. That's a trap. So I'm gonna dot this on my face. I still have a whole bunch here, but we're gonna see how far this takes us. And a makeup sponge is good for beginners because it takes away the excess if you put too much on your face, but it also gives you an airbrush look. And this sponge is from Target. It's Sonia something. I can't remember the whole name, but this is the best sponge I have ever gotten, so I suggest everyone get it. It's really inexpensive. I think two are for like $7 or one is for $7. It's great. Just get it. Okay. Now that everything is pretty much blended out. I have hyperpigmentation right here and on the other side. So since I want more coverage, I'm not going to do another layer all over my face. There's something in my eye. I'm actually just going to focus some of this just on the side of my face. And I think what I'm going to do is, for more coverage, is to blend it out with my finger instead of this. And whatever blemishes you have, you can definitely do this anywhere. Anywhere you see fit. Okay, so I think this is good enough. If you want more full coverage, then go ham. Like, I still have a whole bunch on my palm. And it's gonna stay there for the rest of the video. Next, we're actually just gonna go ahead and set, because I know I'm gonna crease. And you're gonna ask yourself, what the heck does setting mean? It means we're gonna make sure our makeup just stays in place. And that's what setting powders are for. Now, because I'm testing new products, I didn't powder my T-zone first before I put on foundation. But I'm gonna set with the Revlon Photo Ready Candid. Set in all the areas that we know are gonna crease. And if you don't know what areas are gonna crease, maybe your smile lines will crease. This flashing light is like getting on my nerves. Maybe you're gonna crease under your eyes, and maybe you want to set that so the makeup doesn't go in your fine lines. Or maybe you have smile lines that end up creasing throughout the day. Or if you have like beautiful skin, maybe you don't have to do the most. Like, good for you. Put some in here, swirl it around, and I cannot do this in the viewfinder. I'm gonna put it in my mirror, and I'm just gonna tap it on all the areas I want to set. And I get oily around my nose, and I crease under my eyes, so I'm tapping it there. And I'm gonna tap some under my chin and around my mouth, because I crease there too. And if you're super oily, people bake, and that just means having a layer of powder on your face and letting it sit there for a while and then brushing it off. So that way you have, like, it's more matte and it stays in place. I don't think I want to touch the sides of my face just yet. We're actually going to contour just a little bit. This is the True Complexion Contour Palette from Black Radiance, medium to dark. This is probably too dark for me, I think. But I'd rather have something too dark than too light. So this is it. I'm actually going to use the Sculpt, the middle one, and barely touch the contour. And what this is going to do is, because we put a foundation on, we look pretty flat. So we want to give some, what's the word, structure back to our face. So that's why people contour. So that's what I'm going to do. And you're going to want to get a angled brush. Be careful with this brand, because she like picks up like no other. And what we're gonna do is that we're going to start back here and make her come a little bit forward towards my mouth. I might use a little bit of the darker color. I'm actually really scared because that dark color will make you look crazy. You want to blend upward. So with the color I picked, it's more like bronzing instead of contouring. I'm more of a bronzer girl, and we're gonna do the other side of my face. And if you want to go darker, you can. I don't think I am. I actually just like the amount we have right here. And you can do the same under your chin. So if you have a round face, you can make it more chiseled. And I definitely have a round face. The medicine I take made me gain a lot of weight, so we gotta make up for that. And some people contour their forehead. I don't really see what that does, but if you want to contour your forehead, or go for it, go for it. So now that we're done with that, next I guess we're gonna do eyebrows. Some people do their eyebrows before their foundation, some people do it after. I am a chaotic neutral, so I do whatever I feel like, and today we're just gonna do it after the foundation. If you're a beginner, I suggest maybe doing it before your foundation, because if you mess up, then you can use your foundation to basically like sculpt your brow. And doing your brows is not easy. It's gonna take some time, and it's gonna take trial and error, so there's not much I can help you with that, but I can suggest using the NYX Professional Makeup Precision Brow Pencil, and it looks like this. And I think this is a very, very good product for beginners, because the pencil looks like this. It's kind of like thin, and then on the side it's like a flat head, so it's easy to like line your brows, and then you turn it to the side and you can make fake hairs basically. And I just think it's a really good beginner product, or for anyone. It's good for anybody, but especially if you're kind of new to makeup. I do kind of prefer them to be darker, but this is fine too. And you just want to go and fill in any sparse areas, but I think this is good for every day. But because we're trying some new products, I'm going to do the Flush Blush in Jellypop, and you can use this on your cheeks, and you can also use it on your eyes, and we're gonna see how that goes. I'm kind of worried, but you know what, I think there was only one color in this. I forgot to tell you the price of everything else, but they're very affordable, I can tell you that, minus the Fenty foundation, but you don't have to get that. This is it. Oh, it looks so pretty. I hope this works out. So I'm gonna put some on the back of my palm because it's so it's jelly. And then we're gonna just, that's a lot. Okay, smile a little bit and put it on your cheeks and blend it out. Blend, blend, blend. And if I'm being completely honest, this will probably just look a lot better if you didn't have foundation on. You were just going for, this is my skin, this is how it is, I'm just gonna put it on with no foundation on. Because the way it's sitting on my skin is not ideal for me. I think it would look better. I can't think today. It would just look better on bare skin. That's what I think. I'm actually a liar. It doesn't look that bad. Yeah. And we're gonna put some on our eyes and hope for the best. Yeah, it works better if you're just rubbing it on your eyelids. Don't try to pat it on. This is cute. Anyway, for me, I would want more blush, but we are making do with what we have. Next, we're gonna try out, this is gonna make me nervous too, a face and eye gloss. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a face and eye gloss. I got it in Icy Pop. That's the color I got. And we're gonna focus this on the high points of our cheeks, and then we're gonna put it on our eyelids to see what happens. And if we turn into a glowy girl, it's gonna be lit. And if we look crazy, we'll figure it out. I don't know. Now this is scary because I really feel like this is gonna pick up my foundation. Yes, hydration. We are hydrated, y'all. Do we drink water? Not really, but does it look like we do? Yeah, it does. This is, I love how this is looking on camera. I really like this. And if you're doing everyday makeup and you're new to this, you do not have to do this. You don't have to do this. Put some under the eye. Put their remains on my nose. Probably not the best idea. And we're glowing. We are glowing. We are hydrated. We look like a glosser model or a milk model. You know, the girls that are barefaced and they just look amazing. They woke up like this and they're glowing. But it's artificial, and that's fine. And it's on a budget. I freaking love this. This is the best. I like it. This, if you want a dewy, glowy look, get this. It's worth your time. I got an Icy Pop. I look so cute. I look so cute. For everyday makeup wear, you don't have to do this. You know what I mean? You can skip this part. Last but not least, we're gonna put something on our lips. This is another Jellypop. I told you I got everything in Juicy Gloss, and this is in Cherry Pop. It's a gloss. I think if you're starting with makeup, you don't have to put a lipstick on, just put a gloss on. Everybody loves gloss. You know how they get Fenty gloss? You can get the Beauty Supply gloss. I have Beauty Supply. I would have used it, but I'm using the e.l.f. one because I just got it. Just put it on your lips. Yeah, it has some color in it. It's just like a tint of it, and I like it. I really like subtle stuff. And if you want to set your makeup, you use this to make sure everything stays in place too. I don't think, do I want to do that? We'll do it. Don't do a lot of sprays. You can do a lot of sprays because I totally just did that. I love the gloss. The gloss honestly just like made the look for me. If there's anything I would change, I probably wouldn't use the foundation I have because it seems to be a little bit too like matte. The primer is good too. can I say about the primer? I mean, it worked really well. It blended everything out nicely. The blush is okay. I wouldn't go out my way with it. And if I use the gloss for my eyelids, that's probably all I would use, because this color from the blush is creasing in my eyes because of the gloss. I think if you use gloss, you should just use it on its own. I wouldn't try using the color with it. But I look cute. And this is as simple as makeup gets. Don't be afraid to experiment. If you have to do makeup on the weekend, to just test the waters and then go for it. The hardest thing is your brows. Your brows are probably going to be the hardest thing to do. If you're afraid about contouring, use something just slightly darker than your skin tone. So if you are heavy-handed, you won't end up looking crazy, because I've done that before. Use black radiance if you're brown skin or darker. Brown skin, when I say brown skin, honestly I just mean any shades of brown. I don't want it to seem like, I just hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Brown skin girls. Jesus. But that's all I have for today, and I hope I don't have to, maybe I won't refilm this, but it is what it is. I know it's been a while since I filmed something. I was trying to grow my lashes back, but they're just taking forever. So you're gonna have to bear with me looking like a crackhead for a little bit longer, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.